Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Sunday. So generally, guys, I know Wednesday is my allotted action figure review day, but there are just certain lines that I get in that I'm just so enthusiastic about that I just can't wait another week or so to post a video or a particular type of line. So because this Wednesday I've already dedicated to the new Mattel Creations Heart Foundation Coliseum release, that means I have to use these days that are open for videos like this. That way I'm not having to wait till like next Wednesday to make this video. I mean, I always make videos ahead of time, so it's not like I don't ever have anything in queue, but still, I want to get this one out as quickly as possible. And if you're a fan of the video I think I did on Thursday, the one where we looked at the Over Top Man action figures, which just blew my mind, absolutely in love with that line, absolutely phenomenal. You should be a fan of these as well. Smaller figures, they're not Hasbro-esque to an extent. They're actually more reminiscent to your LJN Bendies, and of course the subsequent 4-inch bendable figures that have come out in the 90s. But still a really fun line. Bootleg figures, I've got this mass bootleg collection. Why not trying to show off something different that folks aren't maybe familiar with. Oh, guys, if you are a new subscriber, new viewer, and you're interested in looking at different types of bootleg action figures, almost every video I make has some kind of particular topic. So when you visit my channel, just go to the folders and look for whatever subject you're looking for. In this case, if it's bootleg figures, you're going to be able to see all my different reviews of all the different lines in that folder. So just a little heads up on that one. So today, who are we looking at? From International Wrestling Alliance. Nope, I take it back. International Wrestling Association. That writing is so darn small. We've got these star-studded wrestling action figures. And I said LJN Bendies. I think they're actually a little bit smaller. Bendies usually hover around 4.5 inches. I think these are closer to about 3.5. But the one disappointment about this with the actual carded figures is just how small the actual cards are. But this figure is absolutely insane, and if I was going to get one of these figures on card, best believe the big bulky guy is going to be the one that I want carded the most. So this guy's name is the Kamikaze. And what I like about these, not only do they actually show you the picture and name of every single member of this line, but it also gives you a backstory of that particular character. Now, I'm not going to sit here and read it or anything like that, but if you guys are interested, please let me know. I'll bring it up in a future video. But absolutely fantastic. Kamikaze is number 8 in the line. And I'm not going to take these apart one at a time. So I'm just going to kind of pull them off individually. That way I don't have to restack everything. This Kamikaze as a loose individual figure. Again, about 3.5 inches. The rubber is actually pretty firm, so you can't actually move the arms. I mean, I guess you could a little bit. I mean, they move, but they can't pose them or anything like that, which really sucks. But still, awesome figure to add to the bootleg collection line. And I just keep these guys over here with the with all the other thumb wrestlers and bendies and stuff. So we're actually going to go back to the top of the card and kind of look at them in order on here. So this guy is called Killer Klondike. Now, Killer Klondike comes with a mustache or beard. I'm going to assume it's this guy. The guy that I've been classifying as Hulk Hogan. Obviously, as far as playability goes, a little bit better based on the hand situation. So, you could actually utilize this as a child and actually make use out of him. But for adults, man, these are just fun lines to add and display. I think they're good conversation pieces and whatnot. And I like that, even with the bootlegs, when they give these guys names, you know what? I like when it's real names, Like some of the old Remco style bootlegs. You look at those figures, but the names that they give them are just like so stupid. I don't know, like Mark, Joe, or I don't know, random stuff. I don't know. Next one up is Major Disaster. So, when did these come out? Does it have a year? I don't. Oh, looks like 1985. IWA. Made from Hong Kong. Okay. So these came out in 85. So, I don't know. Because Corporal Kirchner from the LJN line was out in 87. No, 86. Yeah, so you know what? Series 3, 86, that makes sense. I think Corporal Kirchner could have been in the WWF in 85. Again, I was just born in 85, so I wasn't very familiar with Corporal Kirchner growing up or anything like that. But you got a figure there that kind of looks like Hogan to an extent. You got like this American hero. If it wasn't Corporal Kirchner, I would have said Sergeant Slaughter, but I think Kirchner is a much better portrayal of this particular character. So, like a little G.I. Joe guy here, so that's fine. That one's really nice. The next one we're looking at is... I cannot read this to save my life. I want to say the Iron Barbarian. Now, which one is Iron Barbarian? I'm going to say this guy. Because he looks like an Iron Throne... Game of Thrones type character. Again, it sucks that these figures, the rubber, because you can move their hands, but like the arms, like I said, they're not posable, which really sucks. That kills the rubber figures for play. But, how many of these in particular characters or figures are actually going to be sold, People want name brand. I don't care if it's clothing, action figures, most of the time, food, within reason. But they could have helped themselves making these a little bit more user friendly for kids, definitely. So, the next one up is, I have no idea what that says. I think it says the Bulgarian Blimp. The Bulgarian Blimp. Well, this is our last big guy. Yeah, man, shoot. Based on the bald head and lack of any facial hair or anything like that, no eyebrows. Paint him black. This could be a miniaturized King Kong Bundy. But look at his face, though. The face is creepy. It's like a deformed pig man type of deal. So, each of these figures, you really got to hold them up close and personal to really get a feel and affection for them. Because the face, I don't think you can make it out in the darkness of the computer. Normally I stay on that side where the main LJN collection cards are shown because it gives me the best light. But I kind of want to show off the new Sting figure that I got in for WCW. Yes, that video is coming this week where we're going to look at all the big guys. Bulgarian Blimp. Alright, next up is the Suicide Chic. And I do have Suicide Chic as well. Again, their card figures are like super tiny. Not like your average card. And then once again, the Suicide Chic does have his own bio, kind of history of the character and everything. So, small, yes, but awesome. Based on, certain attributes of the card. The Iron Sheik wannabe. The Suicide... Well, he could be the Iron Sheik, or he could be the Sheik Adnan Al-Kassi from, like, AWA. But I'm going to go with the Iron Sheik. Like I said, most of the stuff is going to be based off the biggest brand. And wrestling in the 80s, what's the biggest brand? WWF, right? Yeah, you're going to have a little bit of your AWA rip-offs, but, you know, the WWF really was the place to be. So when I look at these characters, that's exactly who I think. You know, I think King Kong Bundy, I think Hogan and Corporal Kirchner, I think of Iron Sheik when I see this one. The Barbarian we looked at, could he be the Barbarian from WWF? I kind of look at him and think of him more as the Warlord, but you know what? That's another kind of firm example right there you could have used. Next up is... I hate that these names are so small. I want to say King Congo. Again, man, these writing is so small. But King Congo is... I don't know. We want to call him Jimmy Snuka, based on the leopard print design. Let's go. Wait now. Let's call him Jimmy Snuka. King Conga is Jimmy Snuka. You know, we always have to make those comparisons, right? And I think most of the time, if we're kids and we had these, we're not addressing them by the name on the cards, because what are we doing as kids? We're ripping this open. The card and bubble is going in the trash. We're not keeping this stuff. And we're never in a million years going to know who the names of these characters are on the back. So, no. We're going to go by the people that we watch on TV. And this, for me, is Jimmy Snuka. But from your IWA wrestlers, King Conga is number 6. Alright, so we've looked at Killer Klondike, Major Disaster, the Iron Barbarian, the Bulgarian Blimp, the Suicide Chic, King Conga, and next is the Russian Volt. The Russian Volt. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on this one. Nikolai Volkov, if you want. I mean, really, Nikolai is the only Russian I can really think of. And, you know, they're going to talk about Khrushchev and, you know, those different Russian names and, you know, tag team partners and stuff. But Bundy, Sheik, and Volkov, those are probably your biggest heels of the 80s. Some might argue Piper could be one of the biggest heels. Yeah, you know what? True enough. I'll give them credit on that one if that's one of their answers. But another really solid figure. Pose, again, because they're immovable arms, you know, ruins it. I just like the figures. The girl that I always buy these bootleg figures from, like, she always has them listed for, like, ridiculously high, expensive prices. And I'm like, they can't be worth this much. And so, obviously, if she's got it listed for $100, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to meet her as close to her asking price as possible. So if I offer $50, it's like, okay, it's $50 off, 50%, but are they worth $50? So they'll immediately jump on it. And come to find out, looking at other people's, I could probably buy those for like $5 to $10 a piece individually, or I could probably buy a bundle of like 6 of them for like $30, $22, etc. So it's like, at that point, you're just basically giving repeat business to a person that you bought from a ton. So at the end of the day, that's what I guess the important thing is, maintaining those strong relationships that you build. Alright, so that was the Russian Volt, and of course the very first guy we looked at, the Kamikaze. We're not going to have to look at him again. So those are 8 figures from the original line. Is there a series 2 of these guys? I think there is, because I've seen other figures, but it's kind of like the Kind of like the figures we looked at on Thursday with the, what was it? I think they changed the name to Ninja Warrior or so. So they went from Over Top Man to like Ninja Warrior or something like that. I gotta look it up. I forgot. So I'm thinking that Star Studded Figures changed name in Series 2 to something else. I'm guessing. Because I know I've seen others, but for at least this particular line, that does close it out. So really simple and easy video. Nothing too flashy. I don't have anything planned for Monday's Real Chat video. Because all the military videos are talked about, all the contracting jobs are talked about. I have to find a new topic of discussion, and I don't want it to be like an ongoing segment. I want Mondays to be just new talk, you know, about whatever is going on, something happening in the news, anything like that. So, I mean, every day I'm getting notifications of, you know, big news stories happening here in Louisville alone. So there's always topics to discuss. But hopefully I'll have something. If not, I'll probably post another review video on Monday. If not Tuesday, then possibly Thursday. I'm going to have that video right there where we look at all the big figures from the different toy lines. So looking forward to that. Wednesday we're going to look at Heart Foundation. Coliseum from Mattel Creations. Friday is going to start my least favorite WWF LJN tournament. 32 figures. We're looking at 5 rounds total. I've already filmed every single episode of that tournament, so I don't know if I'm going to do it like every Friday or if I'm going to do like, let's say, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then be Tuesday or something like that. I guess it all depends it's all up to you guys. If that video gets to like 100 views within the same day, yeah, I'll post the next video the next day. If it doesn't, I'm probably gonna let it play out until it does. And but I really don't want to do that because I want to watch it myself. Yeah. I really don't remember the matches or what I said or what happened, so it'd be like watching it for the first time, so that's pretty cool. Collection-wise, I've gotten a number of these figures in. I guess they're made from Jakks, these thumb wrestlers. I think they display really well, and they look pretty cool, so I don't think that's going to be impossible to build up. So, that might be a new line to add on here. When we look at, you know, these figures, you got all the bendies, right? And then you got all the thumb wrestlers here. And I start adding the IWA wrestlers here. And then the WCW Just Toys are all here. Because in the storage room back there, I have all of my WWE Bendums from Just Toys that came out between 95 and 2001. So this is just kind of like a second display type of deal. So I might want to remove those figures from that patch and put something else different there. And maybe we could use these guys, the new thumb wrestlers. So, yeah, that should be it for now, guys. Not a whole lot of videos planned this week as it stands right now, as it stands. So we're probably only looking at about a 3-episode week. We'll see what happens, of course, as new acquisitions arrive through the post office. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, your viewership and your contributions to my channel obviously helps make these videos so much fun for me, and I really do appreciate it. So, with that being said, I will see you in the comments. Talk to you in the comments, and see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.